to a fantastic, incredible finish here in just a moment. Right now, I want to introduce your third and final Extreme Machine today. This man is a world-class professional musician. He's been endorsed by artists from Bon Jovi, from Foreigner, from Styx, Rick Springfield. You name it, he's been there and he's done that. He loves Jesus more than anything else. He's becoming one of the most sought-after school speakers today. Would you please give a great big Crosby Church welcome to an Extreme Machine, Todd Waites.
Thank you. Wait. This is pure styrofoam, nothing fake here.
Unbelievable.
Hey, everybody, I want you to say, I believe in God the Father. I believe in God the Father. So do I. Wow. Listen, if you believe in God the Father, that means that you believe in His Word. You know, what did we learn today? What do we keep hearing? We're extreme machines, not because of our own doing, but because the Bible tells us we are made in God's image. Man, there's not much better than that. But how many of us know every single day and believe it every single day that we are made in God's image, that we are an extreme machine, that we can do all things? Does everybody every day? That's awesome. You guys are way better than me because, man, there were times in my life that I just didn't believe that. I just didn't believe it. Man, I started out at 4 years old wanting to be a rock star. Not just a rock star, a rock star! Yes. I want to be a rock star. Who doesn't want to be a rock star? I want to be a rock star. Man, I started playing this old organ that my parents had. None of my friends thought that was cool. But none of us are born with self-esteem issues, right? Nobody is born feeling bad about themselves. So I didn't care that people didn't like this organ, and I'd play it, and I'd play it, and I'd play it every day. For about 3 years, I knew no songs, but still played it every day. But I had this dream. To be a keyboard player. And so many hours and so many days of practicing and then taking lessons and finally getting to a point that I was buying a professional keyboard instead of the organ, and things were looking good. All I needed was that keyboard, man, and once I had that, that would be the only obstacle that I would have. The day before I was buying a keyboard, my first professional keyboard, I threw a football, and it was like a big crack in the air, just a, and it felt like somebody was squeezing my arm as hard as they could. And it ended up that my arm was broken, but I bought the keyboard anyway. I was sitting in the trunk of a car. I went to a wedding, got home, and pretty soon was put into the hospital. I didn't know why. I was 14. I'd never been in a hospital before. And they were running tests on my arm, and it ended up that my bone was so sick. My bone had a disease called cancer. And the doctor said, all we can do, we have to take your arm off. I only had one dream in my whole life, and I pursued it so hard, and in an instant, my life was changing. After I lost my arm, even people who were my friends before were now making fun of me all of the time. People thinking that it was a crazy idea that I was going to be a keyboard player, some people thought it was crazy that I'd go outside in public. It's like to them, I was like a monster that wasn't ever going to accomplish anything. Once that started dying down just a little bit, I lost my hair from the medicine I was on for a couple of years. Here came a new way to make fun of Todd Waites. He had one arm, and he's missing his hair, and he's only a kid. Now, the bald thing, that's kind of biblical, right? Who knows the story about Elisha? Okay, Elisha was bald, and these kids were calling him Baldy. And all of a sudden, these bears came and took care of that. But you know what? I'm a lover, not a fighter. I would not send bears. I would never want to hurt somebody. But what would be awesome? Like, if I could make people, if I had the gift to make people pee their pants, that would be awesome. That would be so cool because it wouldn't hurt anybody, but, well, they'd be the ones embarrassed, right? But here's what happens. I decided to believe the lies that people told me. Just like that devil, man. He comes in and he tells you lies. He tells you you're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not big enough. You're not skinny enough. You're not talented enough. And what happens is we believe it. We live in a society where popular opinion will win over facts any day. Guys, this is what this means, that if you hear something that's truth, you know it's true. But if somebody tells you something bad about you, or they tell somebody else something about you, sometimes we believe that. Oh, I must not be good at sports. I must not be a good singer. I must not have good hair. I must wear nerdy clothes. And it beats us down, and it makes us not feel like an extreme machine. It makes us not feel that we're in the image of God. I want to illustrate this. Keenan, if you could bring this out. Now, Keenan and I, we are both very extreme machines. And I know I'm more extreme than this puny guy here. But I still love this guy. And I kind of feel sorry for him because he's not as strong as me. But tries his best. Actually, I have his ear thing in for the microphone. I put it on, and I was like, dang, you have like Dumbo ears, because I had to squeeze this thing so hard to just not fall out. Dang. But he hears really well, so you guys better not say anything bad. All right, I want somebody to raise their hand that remembers something that somebody told them, either recently or a long time ago, that hurt your feelings. Yes. Yep. You had freckles and they made fun of you for that? Here's what happens, guys. You have freckles. Don't hit my hand. Right, okay. Now, somebody else. Yes.
That I was fat.
That I was fat. You're fat. Who else? Yes. You'd never be anything. You're never going to amount to anything. You'll never be anything. Man, he's up on the steroids, brother. Who else? Somebody on this side. Who's ever been made to feel bad about themselves because somebody said something about you? And what did they say? That you'll never be anything either. You're just a loser. You're never going to be anything. Is this what God made us to be? Look, I believed it for a long time that this is all I'd ever be, that this was the best I had. When I remembered back to my childhood days of this awesome book, my mom, oh wait, I'm not in a school I could say Bible. That's perfect. My mom used to read me the Bible every day, and I learned a lot of things. And man, being told that I was in the image of God, I remember being a kid and just like, yes, I am. I'm going to do great things. I never thought I wouldn't be able to play the keyboard until people said that I couldn't. When I woke up from my surgery, and I really had one hand, I knew I wouldn't be able to clap well, and my cartwheels would be funny. But I knew that I could play that keyboard until everybody told me I couldn't. When I finally remembered where I came from, I finally had some people breathe some life into me. I got to do such cool things, man. I got to hang around with famous folks, like Keenan was saying, Rick Springfield, Bon Jovi, guys in that band, and all kinds of stuff, and I was out touring the world. This guy, the keyboard player from Bon Jovi, cut off his finger sawing wood, and I got to help him learn how to play without that finger. This crazy kid that nobody believed in, that was told I'd never end up being anything great, I had it in me. But the greatest thing was when I didn't just believe that I was made in the image of God, when I decided to serve God was when it changed. I started playing in a band called Apologetics, Christian version of Weird Al Yankovic, and just got to tour the country, different parts of the world, had a big tour bus, fan club, all of that stuff. But then when I did that, I realized I need to do more than entertain people, man. God told me, you go back and you tell your story. And I know you guys can look at me and say, well, yeah, now your life is awesome and easy. 3 years ago, I was here 4 years ago. About 6 months after that, I got a phone call from a guy that used to sing in the band Journey. He's a Christian guy now. He was doing a tour with the singer from Petra and a guy from Kansas that's a Christian guy, John Elefante. He asked if I wanted to do the tour. Of course I want to do the tour. And I'm just thinking, life is great. He got me the songs I was going to play. He gave me the dates and where we'd be. And literally the next month I found out I had cancer again. So stuff isn't always easy for me, but yet they are. Man, I know that I'm good with God no matter what happens. Now, what was weird is it was thyroid cancer. So when I had cancer in my arm, they just took my arm. So I figured thyroid is right here. I'm going to be shorter than ever without a neck. But all is good now because, you grab that. I know. We're going to throw down here in a minute. Hey guys, while he's doing that, I'll be here at 1:30. Please bring your kids. Parents, please come. I'm going to do something similar to my school presentation. I'll be able to play a little more. That right there, that garbage can, that's this. You know, that's that garbage can, man. I can't do anything better than this. I'm just a dreamer. But when my life changed, it became Thank you. That's that. That's you. This is you. This is you. Man, I love you guys. I love being here. This is one of my favorite places to be. Can I encourage you, man? Stay extreme. Stay extreme. All right? We'll see you at 1:30. Amen. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, an extreme machine, Todd Waites.